Hey everybody, welcome back to the Spin Rack. I'm here with the boys, PD and Kyle. Say what's up, gents.
What's going on?
Hey, we're ready to rock.
Hey, we're talking about Alien Romulus. They dropped the teaser trailer. Let's see what it looks like. Does it live up to the hype? Selector, play it.
Oh.
Run.
Okay, what can we say about this? I mean, it seems standard Aliens production. I don't know if there's something special or different about this. So just to give you guys a premise, this is supposed to take place between Aliens and Alien that came out in '79 and Aliens that came out in 1986. And it's about a group of space colonizers who find a derelict space station. Now, if I found a derelict space station somewhere in the universe, I would go the other way. Not interested in finding out because you know what happens? Every time a brother goes into something like that, you end up dying. So, passing it on to my boy Petey, what's your take on this? Does it grab you? Does it hold you? Is this something we want to watch?
I wanted. Well, there's always a hope, but there's been so much negative stuff as far as the movies they've done and the diminished returns. That's a better way to say it. Of stuff like Aliens Covenant, Prometheus, definitely Prometheus, which started out really good, and then just kind of fell into it kind of crashed and burned midway through the film when it became let's have some zombies and some aliens, and the guys who created us, they just interested in destroying us now. For what reason we don't know. So it was kind of, I guess it was, I think it's the Lost People that were kind of off on the high when they were writing that stuff. So it wasn't really the look was obviously Ridley Scott, but the actual how they what they did and all the talent was all new, and all even in Covenant, all the talent of the hot actors and whatnot. But the actual execution kind of fell apart. So hopefully this kind of gets back to what we've seen before. But once again, it is kind of what we've seen before as far as how aliens can be. So there's only this, for lack of a better way to describe it, the only one that I've seen that's been kind of different is this, well, the comic book called Aliens Earth Angels. So it's kind of tough when you kind of either have scientists or military. So you're kind of giving them the same thing. The same stuff happens in the Predator. You kind of get the same sort of thing out of this stuff. But ultimately, if we care about the characters, it can work. That's what I'll say.
Yeah. Yo, Cal, what's your take about it?
Oh, man. Well, man. Well, man. The last few films have sucked. I mean,
I can't
that is
disagree.
that is the hardest thing because it's so hard for me to give this a fair go when Aliens 4 was trash. Oh, Prometheus trash. Covenant was probably the best of the last three, and even that wasn't even that wasn't quite there because the reasonings behind each one of them, from Ridley, from Ripley being cloned alive, just so they can have a movie, and then with Prometheus, where PD already said, okay, supposedly these are the creators, and now they just want us dead, and there's no reasoning behind it, and it's never followed up.
Yeah.
And then by the time you get to Covenant, the same thing where, all right, what's happening? Okay, so we're going to come over here. They get into this particular dangerous situation because of this signal. and the guy only goes to investigate because he's a Christian, and because he's a Christian, he has to investigate, even if it puts the entire crew at risk. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. So
Mhm.
every time that, every time they're getting into it, doesn't they have yet to fulfill any sort of promise if they want to do an origin of why we have the xenomorph. They have not successfully done that. Okay, so now we're going to leave that alone because you've had a couple of films to work around with that didn't happen, and now you want this one. But again, they don't have anywhere to go forward with this story, so we're going back and we're going to try to sandwich this in between the time period, which will give us some flexibility so we can actually have a proper alien without it being some new thing being created. So we have to play around with new uglies, if you will, but at the same point it doesn't go forward. And I don't know how you do that with this particular genre. I mean, the first concept was horror, and the second, or rather, the first movie was horror. That was the thrust, and the second movie was action. And then after that, it's like, with the exception of maybe the Alien Predator movies, which I enjoyed because I just thought those were nice to see those guys going after each other. There's I don't know what the thrust of these films are any longer. So I look at the trailer, and without coming across hypocritical, I'm still going to end up seeing the movie anyway because I've seen them all. So what's one more, right? But I just don't know what these guys have to tell in terms of a story, other than the fact that we've got a franchise, it makes money, and we might as well keep doing it until it doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, I
Well,
mean,
I'm
sorry,
sorry.
go on. Go.
I was going to say, as long as we don't see Michael Fassbender, because I don't want to see him. I really despised him in Covenant. I really despise that he killed all the creators. After in the next one, we didn't get to see that. This no good android, worse worse than the one in the original Alien. So they
10 times worse.
yeah, so it's like I can't deal with it. And he's almost bulletproof pretty much bulletproof as a character because he survived. He was able to somehow he killed the girl. The girl brings him along because they're both supposedly explorers, and of course they couldn't get the actress. Actress like I'm not wasting my time on this, so she got killed too in between films. So yeah, it's a thing that we want to be successful, but at the same time it's kind of maybe it's not a franchise. Maybe as you did say, I think the Dark Horse hit on something when they did Aliens versus Predator. It seemed like it's a cash grab, in which it was, but at the same time they found life in it, and then it worked its way to the movie. So I can't fault them for that because it gave us something else to go on with the Alien. But at the same time, it's kind of hard to do. Like we see with A Quiet Place, they're finding different angles. So far, those two movies they found, and you care about the character. If you're gonna do horror, and the same with the action one, as Cal was saying, you cared about those characters. So when we lost different characters, and we lost Vasquez, and we lost, was it, we lost Bill Paxton. These characters, we felt something for them. And,
Heck, I even in Alien 3, which was that was a pretty big departure. And it was a lot. To be honest, it was very unfair because you at that point you would think that the character gets the happy ending, gets to go home. She faced her fears, she defeated the big bad monster, she saves the kid. But when they said Newt died on entry or what have you, I was just like, that's kind of cruel.
yeah,
that's that's kind of cruel at the end of the day. And who was the other? Hicks. Hicks was like, yeah, you're dead too. Pretty much because, like you said, we can't get these people back. I mean, Alien versus Predator, I just thought that was in the vein of the Universal monsters, where I guess they come over and say, hey, would anyone like to see another Dracula movie? And the kids are like, no, I've seen that. But what would be cool? Who would win in a fight, Dracula or the werewolf? And they're like, And they've been doing that ever since, up to, between, even they had the old Abbott and Costello movies where they had Dracula, Frankenstein, and the werewolf all in the same movie with Abbott and Costello. How can you resist that, right?
I,
And
I, I can't. I
you
wish I could do Costello right now because that's what really sells.
yeah,
Like, and that stutter that he used to do. I wish I could do that.
Okay, so gents, so just to give you guys a little background, right? So the Alien franchise has generally been very profitable, right? They've made over $1.6 billion overall. And since they're basically low budget, I mean high budget or mid budget horror films, they're talking about like 50, anywhere
High
between
budget
50,
with the
yes,
layouts.
between 50 to 100, not 100 million, between 50 to 70 to $80 million is what it's been costing for all those movies, and they've generally done pretty well. I think this is one of the reasons why they're bringing Fede Alvarez.
Oh,
He's a director because he
yeah,
has the background in Evil Dead, which did well. He managed a very small budget. He also did Don't Breathe, both one
yeah,
and two,
yeah.
and which did also very well. The only ones that he's had problems with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was on Netflix, you know. But I know some people didn't like it, but some people did love it. So it's a 50-50 on that one. And a girl in the spider web. So they definitely got a guy who knows how to handle a decent sized budget. Because I don't know if you guys remember, this was originally supposed to come out on Hulu, and so it was originally supposed to come out on Hulu, but they decided to make it into a film.
Good.
So
Then we won't get some trash like Prey.
well, it wasn't bad, but so
We got to
Yes, it
talk
was.
about that at some point too. They're talking about Prey 2. I'm praying
yeah,
that
Oh,
I
they
think
you,
it's
do
going to come out.
too.
It was one of the it was very successful for Hulu, so it did what it needed to be done. The question is whether it's going to go on to the movies or whatever. But this one, like I said, originally was
you're going
supposed
to
to
a movie.
be.
The next one's gonna suck. How you gonna do two? How you gonna do a sequel of that? How many times can you get lucky? Not even all the other guys got lucky twice.
Well, the
Everybody,
franchise
you get lucky one time.
people keep coming back. They see aliens and they come and watch it. It's not expensive to produce like
Talking
as much as
about the, I'm not
a
talking
comic book
about the
movie.
monster. I'm not talking
Right.
about the monster. We always come back to see the monster. I'm saying that the hero who beat the hero who beats the monster, we only see that person once. Okay, we've only seen Professor Van Helsing once. Okay, Dutch beat the Predator once. Okay, Harrigan once. Everybody gets one shot at the Predator, and pretty much you get lucky. You get lucky. You live to tell the story. That's it. Nobody goes up against the Predator twice, three times, that sort of thing. We're going to get the same character again. Then we're really saying that these guys are not the alien species that we thought they were.
Or they have expanded farther than we thought they were. All right. So
Well, go to the other side of it. If you go from Alien to Aliens, the both movies work because you also have Ripley is not in the right in the middle of the fire. We have the captain who gets taken out pretty early, then
Yep.
all the other characters. Then when you go to the next film, you already have it's like the was it? It's like that joke where they said, "Everyone, I'll be behind you, so when we run, I'll be in front." Like they have they're the cannon fodder, but they're literally in front of her. They see her as someone that's just an associate. He's just to be inside. So then when we mow all of those down, she's the only one left, and she's able to do stuff. We allow for the character, but it's not as ridiculous as Prey, where Prey 2, she's probably gonna be even more technical, ready to be sitting there, using all his equipment to see, oh,
Yeah.
coming, I'm checking the moon, I see in space he's coming, I'm ready for these
I
guys.
think
They're
Yeah.
we're
trapped.
going overboard. Let's wait till Prey 2. At least we get something and see where
I'm
we are.
not, I know what they're
It
gonna
may
do.
be something totally different where they're focusing on a whole nother group, or may not. We don't know.
No, they're
No,
getting
they
that
won't.
girl
No,
back.
they're gonna get her back and they're gonna go Hollywood with it. They're gonna say everything that you liked in the first one, we're doing 10 times more in the next one. You like how she killed the Predator? Next time she's gonna blow up the whole ship. She's going to their planet, kill them all with one tomahawk tied to a rope. That's
Okay,
what they're gonna
I
do at
think
the end
we're
of the day.
really getting off
Then her and Danny Glover are gonna high five
we are
and kill the
really
rest
getting
of them
off.
together.
No, look,
Are you kidding?
generally,
She'll
overall,
probably kill Danny Glover.
what do you guys think of the trailer?
Danny Glover with the sword. She'll kill Danny Glover with the sword and say there can only be one. And next thing you know, she's the she'll be in the Highlander franchise.
Gentlemen, again, let's break down. What do you think? Did you enjoy the trailer? And
Yes, but they could be all D bags because that's what they gave us in the Prometheus, and then they gave us some more D bags in the other one. In the other two movies, even in three, we cared about those characters. So when we lost them, even I mean, Aliens 3, they work on the Daffy Duck type of thing because she has a alien within her. We don't know when it happened. So it's like they had a good hook, but at the same time, what can you do with it? And then they realized, hey, we're not doing this without Sigourney Weaver. And then you got 4 where you had nowhere to go. So
but here's what I got to give you. Prometheus, which you kind of panned, was the highest grossing.
yeah, we all wanted to see it.
I'm trying to say. So it made it more on an order of magnitude than anything else, right?
mean,
And
no,
second,
wait,
alien
come on,
colony.
wait, come on. Prometheus, Prometheus had a lot going for it. We hadn't seen an aliens film in a while, and the premise was that we were going to get the origin story of the alien. Now, that's pretty hard to resist if you've seen all these other films and you enjoyed them. Of course, we're going to be there. And when we were there, what happened? They took our money, they led us to a bench, they told us to bend over. We were like, what's going on? And then when we realized it was too late, and we got raw dogs with no lube. That's exactly what happened.
Oh my goodness.
And it also colored the Blade Runner. There's no chance Blade. Well, I was arguing with someone. He said there's no chance Blade Runner could be good because Prometheus was bad. It's like,
All
yeah,
right.
I
Hey,
got it.
let me share. Put it up because
Share
I'm
what
gonna
up?
break it down for you. Give me the power to share screen.
Here we go. All you're gonna show is money, but this is what you want to do. This is what you want to do.
Are you gonna give me the power or not?
Give
Power.
me the
You're
power.
using the wrong term. Can I have this? Can I be the host? It's a
Give it
host.
to him. He already
So
said power.
so
He's
here,
gonna misuse it.
so here it is right here. You see this? How much Prometheus did? But you remember how people panned um, Aliens versus Predator and how they panned Requiem, and they still made some money here. Okay, so
We
again,
didn't say anything negative about Alien versus Predator.
Cal was saying
Yeah.
it. He's like, "Yo, they just
No,
gave us it
I
was a
said I
money
liked
grab."
it.
You
I
said it was a
said I
money
liked
grab.
I
it.
said it was a money grab, but at the same time, once you saw Predator 2, when you saw the skull in there, you wanted to see a movie. And I'm saying, once I started seeing the comic book, I was like, wait a second, this is viable. And then they did some movies. I'm the one who said it is a cash grab because you're putting your two things together. It is. It
Well,
is.
listen to me, you commie. Okay, let me tell you this right now that we shouldn't be making any profit or any money
I
based on.
didn't say that. It's okay to be like, you know what? If you can do something, and this is something that the fans want, when they show
Yes, it's
you,
something that the
they
fans
walk
want.
down the hall in the spaceship in the Predator 2, and you see the alien skull, and I turn to my cousin, I'm like, oh wow, you think that you? He said, I said to him, he said, you think that a Predator could beat the alien? And he's like, well, no, they're kind of like, they could be more like insects, so they can kill a lot of them, but then when you have a bunch of them then that's how they get the predator. So I was like, oh yeah, that kind of
Yeah.
makes sense. So,
Yeah, like a zombie. No, 1 to 1, no alien's gonna take out the predator. But you get like a good 60, 70 of them. Well,
yeah.
even in the movie, they were just being overrun, and it was a handful of predators. So you can see how
That is
many they
true.
actually
That is
needed to
true.
get through.
All right. So overall, did we like it or not, guys? I liked it. I think it's interesting to look at, but we got to call it what it is. It's a horror story in space.
What
Cal,
is Mel
give me your
Street?
heads
No,
up.
sorry, you go. So sorry, you go.
Cal. Okay. Cal says yes. It's good.
What was the question?
I said, what did your take? Is it a positive or a negative? Are you interested in seeing it when it comes out? I know you said you're going to spend your money on it. You're confirming this, right?
Oh man, this is so conflicted. Am I going to see this? Yes. Is it a positive? No. I don't believe these guys can tell a good story anymore.
All right, so I'm gonna
So
say
there you
like
go.
this. I'm gonna say like this, like Mel Streep said in Doubt. I have doubts, but it looks good.
I don't know what to do with you two. I just don't know. All right, Spinnerack.
It's out.